Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Maricas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And coach, the Tigers bounced back from that loss on the road against William and Mary with a nice victory this past Saturday against Albany, 38-24, a game in which all three phases of your football team played extremely well for, we'll say for 50 minutes, 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Got a little lax at the end, but for the most part, a good performance.
That was learned a lot. This group is, growing up together, so this is the first year they've played at games together. And there's a learning curve that is taking place, and it's really fun to watch it. Watching them respond after the William Mary game and how they went about their week in practice and what they gained, and then how they came out and played in the beginning of the game against Albany, who, by the way, is like, I'm going to just say what everybody else says. It's the best non-win football team in America. Like, oh my God, talk about talent, like everywhere. What a challenge. But to be able to handle those guys the way we did and steal momentum from them constantly, yes, it was a good feeling.
On the offensive side, we saw probably the best day of the year for Jerry Howard. He had a great day running the football. Diego Hunter had some electrifying plays. Thought he had a touchdown, just missed, but then he made up for it a little bit later, but getting in the end zone. Overall, just a good, solid day for your offense.
We really had – I can't remember last time we ran for over 200 yards in a game against a league opponent. Like, that's really hard to do in our league, no matter who it is. And to spread it out the way we did, that was pretty cool. There's a couple of plays I'd like to get back. It's kind of – you take a veteran guy like Jabari Allen, 3 opportunities for touchdowns, didn't get any of them, but then makes a crucial, like high end, only if you played 6 years of college football block could you make that block and then not be penalized for it because you know how the game's supposed to be played. And he springs Diego Hunter for 40 plus run. We have more explosive plays in the run game last week than we did in the last 3 games put together. So definitely sign of improvement, things to come.
Then on the defensive side, Mark Collins, who, he's missed a couple of games, and you missed him in those couple of games. As Ben Rosenbaum and I were talking about, he almost takes away half the field when he's out there on the field. He's so good at that corner position, and then him reading the pass and taking it 80 yards for a touchdown return was a great moment.
He is, you don't see this a lot at the corner position. He's a student of the game. He dissects his opponent, the wideouts, the schemes that he's keyed into down and distance, personnel sets, and places on the field where they try to run something, or if they did this to play before, this is what they'll try to do again. He's got every one of their tendencies locked down and knew very well that they made some money in 2019 throwing that now screen. Hurt us bad and got us one time, got 10 yards off of it. And after that, he had been talking about it for 3 days. I knew they were only going to get one. It's just a matter of what happened the second time. Is he going to knock it down like he did against Rhodey, or is he going to pick it off and take it the rest of the way? Talk about a momentum stealer. You know what I mean? We drive down the field. We only get a field goal. They drive down the field. It looks like they're going to score and go up 7-3, fumble the ball. We go the length of the field, 98 some plays and 17, 18, 19 plays, which is ridiculous and almost impossible. They're driving again. And, and he just steals every ounce of momentum. Goes from 10-0 to 17-0 in one play. And it took him a long time to recover.
Yeah, it was a 14-point swing right there, because if they go in and score the touchdown, 10-7 instead 17-0. I know, coaches, you probably enjoyed that for about a half hour Saturday. And then about 8, 9 o'clock on Saturday night, you start thinking about the Spiders of Richmond, who are coming off a huge victory this past weekend. They've got their quarterback, Joe Mann. He had a great game. He's thrown for almost 1,200 yards, even though he's missed some ball games, 10 touchdowns. What makes him one of the top quarterbacks in the league?
He's incredibly accurate. He's very athletic, and he can run that off. The confidence that offense has when he plays is on a different level. And when he doesn't play, they're not that good offensively. And when he does play, they're exceptional offensively. And they've always been a good defensive team. So they got all the bullets in the gun for when we go down there.
They also have a 2-headed running back in Dykes and Smith. They've combined for 728 yards, 6 touchdowns. How are their styles? Are they similar, different? And how does that affect your defense when either one of them are in the game?
Well, they're both talented, and they're hard to bring down. They're very athletic. And Dykes it's not just the rushing, it's the passing. His ability to do both really makes it like how you going to defend them. So, we got a 1-2 punch, they got a 1-2 punch, but theirs has a little bit more to do with a running back wideout version. And having two good backs like that give you different change. It's tough to defend. It really is. And you're going to have to really be keyed into tendencies. Huge, big difference of which back plays and what happens when he plays and what happens when the other one plays. So we really got to be keyed into their tendencies and what they've done in the past to be successful.
You look at them on the defensive side, you've got Mark Collins, who led the country in pass breakups a couple of years ago when he was at the University of South Dakota. Now you've got Mark Hall. He's got 10 pass breakups. And then their linebacker, Tristan Wheeler, 79 tackles. So you mentioned they're always good defensively. Those two guys have a lot to do with how good they are this year.
I mean, and the defensive lineman, who I believe is the defensive player of the year, the linebackers, the rookie of the year, their front seven might be God, it's hard to say. It's so good in this league, but they're really their run defense is probably the best in the league, period. And they put pressure on the quarterback just like everybody else. Yes, through this year, what's better, their defense or their offense? It's their defense. And they play really, really good at home. They're coming off a big win, playing on the road in the rain. They're very confident. And, they got their cup to play for. They got some things that they've considered that they need to play for. And this is going to be a challenge because they got nothing to lose.
The other thing is for the Tigers, you got the opening win on the road against Morgan. Since then, 0-3 on the road. Is there anything you can do? Because you, in the past, have had a lot of success winning games on the road. This year, it hasn't been that way. You've been great at home, but not so great on the road. Anything you can mix up a little bit or just stick with what you've done?
Oh, I think it's a little bit of an evolution. One of those road games is in California. Okay. Came out of the gate slow, confused, sluggish, ugly. And New Hampshire turning the ball over and then just not dialed in, or maybe just thinking that we're better than we are, a little bit, especially on the defensive side after shutting down Rhodey so solidly the week before. But I don't think we're going to have it's going to be a dogfight. They're really good. The difference is we'll be ready to go from the first snap for sure. They've already learned a lesson that we just can't show up and play good defense. We need to come out of the gate and go after people, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, Coach. Well, hopefully next week we're talking to you with a winning record of 5-4. Tigers take on Richmond this Saturday at 2:00. We'll have it for you on TowsonTigers.com. For the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report.